Hey guys, welcome back to another video tutorial from your channel Aditya Byte. So today in this video we'll discuss on DNA replication, the eukaryotic DNA replication. Okay. So in this video we'll discuss the overall concept of DNA replication, means what is DNA replication, what are the steps in DNA replication, what is leading strand, lagging strand, what are Okazaki fragments. The overall concept we'll discuss today in this video. So stay tuned with the video. So let's begin now. So DNA replication. DNA replication is nothing but a process by which the DNA makes copy of itself, right? So this is the process of DNA replication. Okay. Now DNA replication. What are the purpose? Cell needs to make a copy of DNA before dividing, so each daughter cell has a complete copy of genetic information. Okay, and this mainly takes place in the S phase. Okay guys, in the S phase of cell cycle here. And let's see the what are the methods, what were the models of DNA replication before. So these are, as you can clearly see, the semi-conservative model, conservative model and dispersive model. Okay, in semi-conservative model what happens is, as you can clearly see, DNA strands are formed in which there is 50% parental strand and 50% newly synthesized strand. That is, the double-stranded DNA formed have one strand of parental DNA and another strand of newly formed DNA. Okay, so this is the idea here, guys. And let's see of conservative model. As you can clearly see, in conservative model what happens is, in conservative model, whole parental DNA remains conserved, okay, and new DNA is formed without binding or without sharing the strand with the parental strand. This is the idea here, guys. And in dispersive model what happens is, the strand formed, the new strand formed by the DNA replication process gets dispersed with the parental DNA, as you can clearly see. Yeah, this is the idea here, guys. Now let's see. And later on what happened is, to prove the experiment, two scientists, Michelson and Stahl, performed an experiment, yeah, with the bacterial culture media, taking N15 isotope of nitrogen, and by the centrifugation process he concluded that actually the eukaryotic DNA replicates by a semi-conservative method only, only, not by conservative and dispersive method. Yeah, this is the idea here, guys. Now let's move on. Now let's see in detail about the semi-conservative model here. Yeah, semi-conservative model. Here you can see, in replication of DNA, base pairing allows each strand to serve as a template for a new strand. As you can clearly see here, this is the another strand, the blue strand here, and this is also the another strand, yeah, which is being separated by an enzyme helicase. We will discuss further. And here you can see the newly strand DNA is formed, the new strands are being formed here. Yeah, so by this method two DNAs are formed, in which you can see one strand is of parental DNA and another strand is newly formed. This is the idea for semi-conservative model, right? Now let's move on. And here, as I have already mentioned, that a new strand is a half parent template and half new DNA. This is the idea here, guys. Now let's move on. Now we need to understand about the strands. Yeah, the anti-parallel strands, the very important term here to understand here, guys. Here you can see that the nucleotides in DNA backbone are bonded from phosphate to sugar between 3' and 5' carbons. Here you can see DNA molecule has directions. Yeah, complementary strand runs in opposite direction. Yeah, as you can clearly see here, this is the idea here, guys. Here you can see the phosphate group attached to the 3' end. Yeah, 3' end, and that is the third position carbon of this nucleotide, and another phosphate group attaches to the 5' carbon. This is the idea for the strands about the direction here. And the direction of a strand from 3' to 5' gives the direction of leading strand, right? and from 5 prime to 3 prime gives the idea for lagging strand. We'll discuss on it furthermore. And this anti-parallel strand causes a problem for replication as well. We'll discuss later on also. So let's move on now. As you can see, this is the 3 prime and this is the 5 prime direction for another strand. One strand is running from 3 prime to 5 prime and another is running from 5 prime to 3 prime. Just they are anti-parallel, right? Now let's move on. Now let's see the bondings in DNA, right? Here you can see the two nitrogenous bases are linked together by hydrogen bonds here, correct? And and another, the strands of one nitrogenous bases of one strand links themselves together by a covalent phosphodiester bonds. Phosphodiester bonds, right? This is the idea here, guys. And later on in replication, what happens is these hydrogen bonds breaks, right? And the further process takes place. We'll discuss on furthermore. Okay, now let's move on. Now let's see the DNA replication. Actually, there are large team of enzymes coordinate for replication. There are a number of enzymes that operates together, yeah, for the replication process to occur. Yeah, this is the idea here, guys. We will discuss on it also. As you can clearly see, this is a region of replication where a replication bubble takes forms and replication forks are formed, and in this replication fork only the DNA strands are formed, DNA replication takes place, and new strands are synthesized. This is the idea here. Yeah. Now let's see the steps in replication here, right? So here let's see what happens first. At first, the DNA strands are unwinded. Here you can clearly see the helicase enzymes acts for it. The helicase enzyme unwinds parts of DNA helix, as you can clearly see here, right? Here the strands are unwinded. Helicase enzyme is operating here. Yeah, correct. This is, and helicase enzyme does nothing but the hydrogen bonds between these strands is broken, right? Is broken by these helicase enzymes, correct? This is the idea here, guys. And stabilized by single stranded binding proteins. Here as you can see, the strand is being separated and they needs to be separated, otherwise they go for annealing and again forms the strands, joined strand or two stranded, like so. For that, in order to prevent that, a protein acts which is called SSBP, which is a single stranded binding protein, as you can clearly see here. This protein does what? It remains, or it takes, or it prevents the binding of the single strands, right? So this is the idea here. It prevents the annealing actually. Okay, now let's move on. Yeah, we have already mentioned, and this structure formed is actually called the replication fork. Okay, now let's move on. Yeah, and one more thing, guys, about the gyrase. As you can see, gyrase is nothing but an enzyme, very important enzyme. It does what? That as we can see clearly here, that as the replication fork is being formed, here in this part, stress is developed, right? Just imagine that if we stretch interwoven threads from middle, then what will happen? At the end of the thread, there will increase a tension, right? There will be increase in tension. So to reduce that tension, and another enzyme is operated, that is gyrase, which is DNA gyrase, or also we can say the topoisomerase, right? This is the idea here. Now let's move on. Now let's see the second step. Yeah, in second step, what happens is RNA primer the RNA primer are added, yeah, which is formed actually by the DNA primase enzyme, like, right? And this RNA primer adds a small section of RNA or RNA primer to the 3' end of the template DNA, yeah, at the 3' end of the template DNA. This is very important, guys. And why must this be done? DNA polymerase 3, which is our very important enzyme here, which is responsible for the formation of new strand, enzyme that builds new DNA, yeah, DNA strand, can only add nucleotides to existing strands of DNA, that is 3' end, correct? And in this what happens is, we need to put RNA primer, actually here you can see RNA primer at 3' direction, so that the DNA polymerase 3 will bind to the RNA primer and will start the formation of new strand, that is actually the DNA replication, addition of nucleotides, and thus the formation of strands takes place from, as you can see here, from 5' to 3' direction. Very important, guys. Yeah, we'll discuss furthermore also. Let's see now. So these are the third steps in the replication. Let's see what are they actually. Here actually you can see, build a daughter DNA strand. As you can clearly see, build daughter DNA strand, add new complementary bases, which is done by the DNA polymerase third, as you have already discussed, at the primer RNA primer region, yeah, and takes place from 5' to 3' direction, we have already mentioned, yeah. And with the help of enzyme DNA polymerase third, already mentioned, guys. Yeah, here you can see clearly, this is the RNA primer here. Actually, with the help of RNA primer, from this strand another nucleotides are added, yeah, it means a base pairing takes place, yeah, and another strands are formed. Here you can see, by the same process the strand will keep forming. This is the idea, guys. Yeah, now let's see the fourth step. Here the fourth step, replacement of RNA primer by DNA, yeah. As you can clearly see here, as we have already mentioned, let's draw it, yeah. Suppose this is the replication fork, correct? This is the replication fork, and suppose this is the lagging strand here, and this is the RNA primer, yeah, RNA primer. This is the idea here, guys. Here what happens is, we'll talk more about the leading and lagging strand in detail also. So first let's see replacement of RNA primer by DNA, okay, done by DNA polymerase 1. Whatever the RNA primers are binded, that are actually replaced by another nucleotides by DNA polymerase first. Axonuclease activity is formed actually. We'll discuss on furthermore. Now let's see about the leading and lagging strand that I was about to discuss. So we'll discuss about the leading and lagging strand in detail here, guys. Here you can see, this is the helicase enzyme, right? This is the SSBP, yeah, yes. As you can see, everything is being mentioned, yeah. This DNA polymerase, I have already mentioned that this DNA polymerase only begins the formation of strands from 5' to 3' direction only by binding to the 3' direction of parental DNA, correct, guys? Okay, so after that, what happens is, only one RNA primer is needed in the leading strand for the formation of whole new DNA strand, okay, correct? This is the idea. But in lagging strand what happens is, this RNA primer can't be binded to 5' end, as we have already mentioned that the RNA primer should bind only to the 3' direction, because it have hydroxyl group, correct? At the 3' end of the DNA strand there is 3 hydroxyl group, which favors for the binding of RNA primers, upon which the DNA polymerase will bind and the formation of a strand will take place. This is the idea, but in this case this is not possible, in the lagging strand. This is what to discuss today in detail. Okay, so now what will happen now? As we all know that DNA polymerase will only bind will only form the new strands from 5 prime to 3 prime direction, correct? Yeah, so for that what happens is, as you can clearly see, it have to form from 5 prime to 3 prime, 5 prime to 3 prime, 5 prime to 3 prime, correct? But what will favor for it, what will happen, how it will happen, that only we have to discuss. So for that what happens, let's see. Here as you can clearly see, limits of DNA polymerase 3 can only build onto 3 prime end of an existing DNA strand, already discussed. Clear guys? Yeah, and you can see this is the Okazaki fragments, correct? This is the Okazaki scientist. Yeah, so let's discuss more on this lagging strand. Actually what happens is, here a short RNA primer will aid here RNA primer, here RNA primer, here RNA primer will be added. As you can see that in leading strand only one RNA primer was needed, but in lagging strand many RNA primers, 2 3 4 5, yeah, RNA primers are needed. And this RNA primer will bind from 3 prime direction. Yeah, this is the direction actually. So after to that what will happen is, from this RNA primer the DNA polymerase will again bind. DNA polymerase will bind, and from this RNA primer the formation of new strand will take place. The formation of new strand will take place in the direction 5 to 3, correct? 5 prime to 3 prime, as we have already discussed. But what happens is, the new strand forms are very small strand. Like suppose this is the strand, this is the strand, this is the strand, partly formed, right? Short small strands are formed, correct? And these formed small strands are only called the Okazaki fragments. Very important guys, clear? And this is the idea. So but after to that what will happen is, suppose this is the strand and this type of strand will form, a small strand will form, but we need a whole strand, like, correct? A small complete strand we need, correct? Complete strand we need. So for that what happens is, the DNA polymerase first acts. The DNA polymerase, what does it? It cut off the RNA primers. These RNA primers, these are cut off, these are cut off, and these are cut off. It cuts the RNA primer, binds another DNA nucleotide, and forms a DNA, complete DNA, right? And then that short strands, very clear guys, that short strands, these short strands, these are linked together, or they are joined together like this by an enzyme DNA ligase. Clear? By an enzyme DNA ligase, very important term guys. So after the binding of ligase, it actually glues up, ties up, joins up, or binds up the small fragments of DNA and forms a single stranded, whole complete single stranded, and thus forms a total of the required double strand. This is what the idea guys. This is whole topic of DNA strand, correct? This is the idea. Yeah, leading strand already discussed, and leading strand is continuous, right? Because in leading strand the synthesis is continuous. As you can clearly see, there is no breakage, there is no discontinuity, but in lagging strand there is discontinuity. As you can clearly see that a small strand are formed, then a gap, then a small strand, again gap, then again a small strand. This is the idea, correct? Lagging strand. Okay, and Okazaki fragments joined by ligase, a spot welder enzyme, already mentioned guys. Now DNA replication on the lagging strand we have already discussed. Primase, DNA polymerase third will bind, process will continue. As you can clearly see, this is the RNA primer here, as added from at 3 prime direction. Yeah, again another primer is added, again DNA polymerase third will bind, and again in this direction from 5 prime to 3 prime the formation will take place. Same we have already discussed guys. Again same process will happen, again this. Yeah, this is the idea. As you can see that the replication fork will keep on growing in this direction, right? In this direction will keep on growing in this direction, correct? And the strand also keeps on forming. Leading strand will keep on forming in this strand, lagging strand will keep on forming in this strand. Clear, guys? In this process, in this process, or by this process, the DNA keeps replicating and forming new strand of DNA. This is the idea, guys. RNA primer is added, built by primase, serve as a starter sequence for DNA polymerase 3. However, short segments called Okazaki fragments are made because it can only go in 5' to 3' direction. Clear, guys? We have already mentioned. Now replacing RNA primers, we have already discussed. The RNA primers are replaced by DNA, by the DNA polymerase first, yeah, by the exonuclease activity, yeah, as you can clearly see, yeah, the RNA primers is being replaced by the DNA, yeah, same process you can clearly see here, correct? Now there are no RNA primer, correct? Very clear. Here also you can see. Very good. Now next, DNA polymerase 1 remove section of RNA primer and replace with DNA nucleotides. Very clear, guys. Strands are glued together by DNA ligase. Very clear, guys. Okay. Now replication fork. Now guys, let's see the whole step, right? The whole step. Now what happens actually. Here you can see this is the replication fork, correct? Yeah, helicase enzyme, SSB, P, yeah, primase, DNA polymerase third, Okazaki fragments, ligase, and DNA polymerase first. We have already discussed, guys. Yeah, you can clearly see here the Okazaki fragments. At first, what happens? The primer are added. Here, RNA primers are added in the leading strand. By the help of DNA polymerase third, it will keep forming the synthesizing new DNA strand, correct? And the helicase enzyme will keep moving, growing forward. Yeah, it will keep unwinding, correct? And SSB will bind to prevent the annealing, correct? And in the lagging strand, what happens is it can't form the DNA in the continuous manner, so many primers are added. Here I can see here the primers are added, and this primer will synthesize short segments or small strands of DNA with the help of DNA polymerase third only. Yeah, and after to that the RNA primers are cut off by an enzyme DNA polymerase first, and the DNA is replaced by the DNA primer, and they are joined by the ligase, clearly said, by the ligase, and thus forms a complete strand, right? Correct? This is the idea, guys. So after to that one complete strand is formed. Well, actually two strands are formed, one from the leading and one from the lagging strand. So this is the complete idea, guys, correct? This is the overall idea for DNA replication. So I hope that from this video the overall concept of DNA replication is being clear to you now, right? Whatever the concept are, this is the concept. So I hope you have got the overall idea now. So this is all about, guys. So if you like the video, hit the like button, and of course do and subscribe the channel for more such upcoming videos. Thank you. Take care. Bye bye, guys.